The 1985 class of mini-bots were a beautiful thing to behold and to hold. These little puppies would fit in your pocket even if you were a kid. Transformers' popularity was on the rise, and Hasbro was digging into old, unused Takara designs. The around $4 price point for these mini-bots meant that they were very popular with moms, stepmoms, and grandmoms alike, flooding the market and the playgrounds with these toys, meaning that there were tons of them out there, creating a lot of memories. Prime example?
No pun intended.
You clearly intended that pun.
Cosmos. He was a lot of kids' first Transformer, and he was a lot of kids' favorite Transformer. He stood out, being otherworldly, but we didn't mind at all. But a flying saucer? That's a weird choice. Why?
You flying saucer?
The term flying saucer and the notion of UFOs gained prominence in the early 1940s. Hollywood quickly warmed up to the idea of extraterrestrial life in movies, TV, and comic books, bringing it into popular culture. First-hand accounts of people seeing UFOs or even being abducted by them gave validity to UFO theory. One of the most prominent of these figures? George Adamski. George claimed to have seen over 500 UFOs before 1952. He even claimed to have met a visitor from Venus and traveled on its spaceship. Now, George wrote 3 books on his sightings, including his first and most famous, The Flying Saucers Have Landed. Adamski's books were translated to other languages, and he became popular all around the world. One of those countries? Japan. George Adamski's books became wildly popular in Japan and helped influence depictions of aliens and UFOs in particular in post-war Japan. The Japanese even opened a space and UFO museum called Cosmo Isle. Not to mention that wonderful little mold that Hasbro would come across along with the other 4 1985 mini-bots. Cosmos.
Well, actually, searching my memory banks...
But the full circle moment doesn't come until you realize that the Japanese name for this toy doesn't translate to Cosmos. The Japanese name for this toy translates to Atoms. In honor of George Adamski and his contribution to the Japanese UFO culture, this is Legacy Cosmos, or Atoms. Guys, let's get it. Alright guys, let's take a look at the box as usual, and this is a welcome re-release of the Speedy of 500 Cosmos from a few years ago for Legacy. Thank you. That's one way to stop the scalpers. And we're welcoming back the colorful Legacy box right in the front, and here we have Cosmos in his ship mode on the front. On the side, we have the 40th anniversary graphic. Beautiful. On the back, we have Cosmos in both of his forms, plus his checkered flag there. And on the side, we have Cosmos in action and a close-up of said action. Well, all right. Let's get him out of there. Alright guys, first impressions with Legacy Cosmos. And we got Chunk. He might as well be doing the Truffle Shuffle.
First you gotta do the truffle shuffle. Come on!
I love that they went for a modern take on the mini-bot mode. He looks like a big version of Cosmos from the 1980s as opposed to the new mold like the Titan's Return from a few years ago. He feels quite solid in hand and pretty hefty for his size, actually. The green shades absolutely complement each other and complement the 2 shades of yellow as well. the plastic here and the painted green yellow here. Now, other than that, the forearm gaps are kind of staring you right in the face there. It's a pretty big flaw. All right, an articulation, and Cosmos has it going on. So we got a full shoulder rotation here, and we have full upper arm, and this is a very buttery joint. It feels very solid. His elbow has a very good solid bend as well as an upper forearm twist. The hand does not move except for what will allow for transformation right here. His head is on a solid ball joint, but is actually quite expressive. He can look down and up quite a bit. His waist can go all the way around here. His leg can go all the way up, all the way back, and all the way to the side if you have the skirt out. He's got an upper thigh rotation here, very solid knee, and his big old feet can tilt quite a bit too. Okay guys, transformation is super satisfying because everything has its place. We're going to start off with the head here. Pop that down, bring that all the way around. We're going to bring his arms up like this and put the hands in. 1, 2. Pretty cool part of this transformation is these yellow things right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to rock the arms back, but bring the yellow parts with it. There we go. And the same side this side. Perfect. All right. Now we should be able to get this thing right out of there, and it kind of twists around. Perfect. Now we can just leave that there for now, and we'll work on the legs. So let's get the skirts up a little bit, and we'll take the heels and bring them over. Same thing on this side. Heel, bring it over. Perfect. Take the feet down and put them together. Now, if you go to the side view, you're going to see a double joint right up here. So we're going to bring that down, see that, and then bring it all the way over. Rock it that way. You kind of got to move this thing out of the way a bit and finesse it. So let's just start by doing that. And down it goes. So then these should line up with these pegs. Perfect. That locks it in that position. And now we just have to finesse these double joints and find the connections in that as well. Finesse these double joints and get to that connection as well. All right, and then we can lock everything around it. And that's Cosmos. All right, and here we have 3 Cosmos in ship form, guys. 1985 Minibot, Titan's Return, and Legacy Cosmos. And here are the 3 Cosmos in robot mode. And here he is next to Studio Series 86 Bumblebee and Age of the Primes Autobot Red Alert. All right, guys, some positives with Cosmos here. The overall color scheme and design is just on point and absolutely reminds me of the 1985 Minibot. He's a chunk, and I love it. The transformation is very satisfying and has some cool gimmicks, and everything locks into place very well. He just feels solid and well made. A couple of nitpicks with Legacy Cosmos here, and the forearms are quite cavernous. There's an echo in there, I think. It's pretty big. It's pretty obvious. In spaceship mode, there's a bit of a gap you can see right through right there. If that was tightened up, it would be much better. All right, guys. Well, final thoughts on Cosmos. Cosmos just might be one of my favorite Legacy figures ever. An iconic character that I just so happen to be very nostalgic for, and this certainly checks off all the boxes for that. From the overall look and details, to the different pops of color, and the very satisfying transformation, Cosmos is out of this world. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Legacy Cosmos is an absolute winner. I love this figure, but I've had a relationship with Cosmos since 1985. But what about you guys? What's your relationship with Cosmos or Atoms? Let me know in the comments. And if you dug what you saw today, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more. And I'll see you next time on Dan's Vintage Toy Chest. Until then, play on.